Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to GameStar TV2. My name is Crisis, and I'm joined in the studio by Mendrix. Hey, Mendrix.
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah, very good, very good. Thanks. Although we've been taken a little bit by surprise by these teams. We were expecting to start in about 30 minutes, but they got themselves super organized, jumped into the lobby and started the game even before the casters could both join the game. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are into Champ Select already, but Mendrix cannot see the Champ Select at the moment. So I've switched over to it. The stream should be live, Mendrix, so you could probably hook it up at some point and just have a look at the Champ Select through the stream.
It's probably a good idea there, although I do like the idea of the surprise.
The problem is that you are the analyst here, so we're going to need you to talk about team compositions and all of that sort of thing. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is a bit of a rush job getting ourselves going live now, but we felt that we needed to, even though we had been taken by surprise. This is the Canterbury Regional Tournament of the New Zealand Championship League. So we've got we've got qualifying tournaments taking place all over the country at the moment. This is the Canterbury region, and we'll be bringing you all of the matches through today and the semi-finals and the grand finals tomorrow. It's a double elimination competition, so I think we're going to have 4 or 5 rounds that we'll be bringing to you live today. All right, Mendrix, can you see the Champ Select on the stream?
Or just waiting for the broadcast to load up. Come on, computer.
All right, fantastic.
I've been meaning to upgrade it, but unfortunately I had some issues, so right now I'm still running off the lower one.
No worries. All right, let me let me introduce the teams in the meantime. We've got Electric Sock Puppets. I think they're on the left. They didn't. Yeah, they started so fast that I couldn't even ask them whether they're on the left. They were top in the bracket listing, so I'm assuming they are the blue team. If somebody in the Twitch chat can correct me if I'm wrong, I would appreciate it. So we have. Oh, in fact, I think I can view in Xfire. I should be able to view who's in it. So Dirati is in. Oh, no, we've got to switch them around. My apologies, ladies and gentlemen. So Baguette on my level is on the left-hand side. So hopefully you can see the Champ Select now, Mendrix.
No, I'm just loading through the ad right now. Diablo, what is that, got Diablo 3
There's
right
an
now.
advert. What the hell?
Yes.
I can't believe there's an advert. All right, I'm just busy swapping players around, swapping teams and that sort of thing. Oh, how do I do that one?
Here we go. There we are. I see everything happening here. And I can hear myself now. That's good. I think I might just mute
Yeah,
it
you
right
might
away.
want to mute that very quickly, I think. And I'm just fixing my overlays. All right, so Baguette on my level on the left, represented by Captain Chungus, the best noob 5, Irradiated Gaming, Venomorph, and Kill or Kyle, I think, is probably that name. And on the right-hand side, we've got Electric Sock Puppets, and we've got Pavlovanov, Jittle8, Koya, Dirati, and Preachy representing Electric Sock Puppets. So we've had Tristana, Jason, Gnar banned out, and I guess it's no surprise, Mendrix, that Gnar has been banned out because he's pretty OP.
Well, at the moment, it's still one of those things where players don't really know how to deal with him. That's one of the big issues that with Gnar right now. Whether he is OP or not, it's generally right, or Rito has been on the other side where they seem to overbuff their champions and really get everyone really hyped and popular, and then they fix it up. So it could be a little bit of them trying to play the getting people get to the store and buy him out for him. But apart from that, I really think it's a smart ban at the moment, unless you've got someone that you can pick and can play him straight off the bat, because he'll definitely shake things up right now in the meta.
All right, and then I would say that the other really expected ban that you would see in just about every game today is going to be the Maokai. He really is a pick or ban champion at the moment. So no surprises there. Yasuo and Gragas out, and I guess when you're playing in a tournament where you don't know other teams' champions, those are pretty safe bans.
Yeah, they are definitely safe bans at this moment in time. Yasuo's just been a problem all around. Maokai especially. I believe he's got a few nerfs, if they haven't come through already, where they're going to affect his ultimate, where he can't keep it up pretty much all the damn time. I think if anyone was watching the Legacy games versus Dark Passage, they realized Maokai, also during the group stages, the round robin stages, Maokai was a very banned or picked champion at that point in time.
All right, heading on over into the skin battle as the teams, well, they'll have been playing for 3 minutes already. We didn't really get to talk much about the team composition just yet, but we'll cover that in the skin battle as the teams start loading in for us. And who do we have? We've got 3 across the top and just the 1 skin down at the bottom lane, but it is Ironscale Shyvana, and you're a bit of a Shyvana specialist, so you got to give a bonus point there for the Shyvana skin, Mendrix.
I do love Shyvana. She's a great champion. She's sort of fallen out of the meta at the moment. But yeah, she's still very strong in the top lane. She's got that magic damage burn on top of that. It's just one of those things where you can't really build against her. That's what makes her so strong, because she tends to build AD while still pulling off amazing magic damage to the top of it. So I think she's going to have an advantage against the Wukong in this situation, because a lot of his power is inbuilt into his ulti, whereas with Shyvana, although she also has a lot of her power inbuilt into her ulti as well, it is not as disrupting as Wukong's.
Don't you think, though, that Wukong's got a lot of poke damage very early on in the lane, and has an opportunity to get an advantage by successful exchanges where he doesn't actually exchange, he just gets his poke down?
The problem is that the moment he jumps into Shyvana, she just turns on Burnout and she trades back.
All right, so we'll be watching to see whether Dairati is going to be able to save the burnout for when Irradiated Gaming jumps in. Now let's have a look at the bottom lane. We've got Draven and Thresh going up against the Alistar, making a return as support, and the Sivir.
Yeah, right now Alistar's a very strong pick. He seems to be in a really good place. A lot of people have been seeing playing him, especially in the competitive level. I'd have to give the advantage, though, to the Draven Thresh bottom lane at the moment. Draven would have an advantage against Sivir early. He just puts out a lot of damage, whereas a lot of her kits and built into helping her team, so she's a better teamfight champion. I'd really like to give the end game to the red side at the moment. So it's quite hard to see.
So when you say the end game, are you talking about late game?
Late game, yeah.
Yeah.
In the late game, they definitely have the late game chance on their side in terms of combinations right now, because they've got the Sivir speed up with Shyvana into the Orianna combo. It's very, very good. So all they really need, the go button really is Elise. Elise gets the cocoon. As you can see, they're thinking about doing a little invade here at the moment. But right now, we're just, in terms of talking about team fights, we've got the go bottoms really either Alistar or Elise with the cocoon. Probably Elise, because it's a safe initiate. And it looks like they're just going to back away. And then you've got the Alistar will follow through, and then basically all the other champions have to do is press R, and generally something will go their way.
So we had the makings of an invade from the blue side. That's Baguette on my level, which I have to say is actually one of the best names I've ever seen for a team. But it was really just a show of force to prevent an invade onto the red buff. Captain Chungus, as the Xin Zhao jungler, is going to be starting at the red, moving his way up to the left, and probably looking for a level 3 gank onto the Shyvana at the top lane, possibly moving down into the mid lane instead and going for a gank onto the Orianna. We'll see whether that comes up. And a very strong defensive position taken up by Electric Sock Puppets on the red team, making sure that the invade in turn didn't come from the blue team. That gathering in that river brush, I think Mendrix was spotted by the Alistar that was camping there.
Yeah, generally, players just run straight to that river right now, throw the wards down, or perhaps put themselves there to be a living ward just to make sure they can see any funny business that's happening. If you want to try and invade nowadays, you'd be better off going for a late invade around the 140 mark. It's a bit more riskier there, but you're probably not going to be seen if you wait back in the shadows a little bit longer.
So nothing exciting going on, no invades, everybody just getting into their lanes. We've got Orianna pushing down into the Kennen. Have to make a comment about the Kennen in the mid lane. Haven't seen a Kennen mid for absolute ages. He's not really one of the more favoured champions. He kind of needs to get his Zhonyas really before he's too effective. But he can get away with being a stun bot building tanky. We'll have to see though whether the best noob 5 is able to, well, which direction he goes. If he goes for super damage, or whether he goes for being a stun bot and going super tanky. Down at the
Well,
bottom. Yeah?
sorry. You keep going.
No, go ahead.
Oh, well, basically, you can see with he has got two off tanks with Wukong and the Xin Zhao, so he could probably get away with going super tanky. And the only person he really has to worry about that could affect his ultimate engage is Alistar. So all he has to do is wait for the head knockback, and then he's pretty much free to engage.
So down in the bottom lane, it's really just a gentlemanly situation with the two AD carries, making sure that they
Just up in the mid, they're going for an engage, and they get the first blood into cannon.
Whoa! Hang on, let me just hit the backspace so we can catch that on screen, ladies and gentlemen. Here comes the Xin Zhao. He's got his level 3. He's going in for the gank onto Jiddle 8, who has no mana. So the flash comes through. There's a responding flash, and the best noob 5 picks up that first blood. Nicely done. So I'll head back to live. And nice spotting there, Mendrick.
That's all good there.
And all very gentlemanly there of Xin Zhao. Decided not to flash himself and take the kill, making sure that the kill went on to his mid laner.
Yeah, just a very textbook gank there. Came through, saw no mana. Very easy for them to pick up.
And of course the flash is down for Orianna, so used the flash, didn't get away from the gank, and may in fact get ganked again. Yeah,
I expect Xin Zhao to make another return visit to the Orianna there, probably put a couple more tears in her face. But basically, it'd be a very good idea to make sure he keeps her down, because Orianna is one of those champions that can definitely come back in the late game.
Alright, let's have a look at what's going on in the top lane between these two champions. We've got Dairati pushing forward and getting himself into a position where the Xin comes up into the lane looking for a gank. But unfortunately, I think the Wukong really telegraphed that Xin was coming along. There wasn't a ward, but Dairati seemed to know almost instantly when Xin appeared.
Yeah, definitely. Basically, one of the biggest indicators that a gank is coming is based off your lane partner's aggression. And clearly, he's just like, I'm just going to blow all my abilities onto you right now. And on top of that, he also had the lane minion advantage. So at that point in time, Dairati didn't really want to trade. But as we can see here up in the top lane, Dairati's taking a bit of damage. He also took a bit of a tower shot there. So she's in a bad spot right now. He needs to back away and basically get out, because then she leaves herself susceptible to basically just being all in by Wukong.
I like this move by Pavlovanov, who noticed the Xin was in the top lane and went to steal his race, and unfortunately was having to walk away from the race because Xin appeared. But while they were doing a little back and forth in the jungle, nobody had their smite up, and the smite came off cooldown for Elise. And here's another gank in the mid lane as the knockup goes onto Chungus. Chungus is going to make sure that he comes back. Nice little cocoon there, and a double kill going down onto Jiddle 8. Beautiful, beautiful flash there, aggressively from the Elise, and the cocoon landing to save his mid lane and provide a double kill to him.
Yeah, very well played there by Jiddles as well. As I saw him running away, I'm like, come on Jiddles, you need to turn around and turn. You've got that ignite. You can easily just kill the cannon right now after he overextended. And sure enough, he did, and then follow up from Elise, basically saving his life and picking up an extra kill on top of that.
So despite giving up that first blood, Orianna comes back, picks up the double kill. So things are hotting up in the top lane. Dairati has just returned to lane. And is absolutely monstering through the CS lead. 47 CS. Sorry, not monstering. I didn't have things sorted correctly. So 48 to 42. No.
48 to 25.
25. There you go. Sorry, I had things missorted on my overlay there. So monstering ahead in terms of a CS advantage, and just coming back into the lane and super strong with the Vam Scepter already, and not taking any sort of harass anymore from Wukong.
Yeah, I'm a bit confused by Wukong's need to buy a lot more mana potions and a lot more health potions. He's already got a crystalline flask. He should have built more damage. He probably picked up a Doran's blade. That's as you can see, starting to affect his disadvantage in lane right now, because Dairati seems to have just taken complete control.
Jiddle 8 heads on over to his blue buff and picks that up. Pavlovanov tanking the damage nicely while he does that. And in the meantime, Captain Chung is picking up his red again. So, of course, Kennen doesn't need a blue buff for the mana regen. It would be useful for him to have the cooldown reduction, but he's heading down to the bottom lane. It's not warded. There are no wards, in fact, and he's going to be looking for a gank with his level 6 with his ulti.
They're definitely going to need a hook from Thresh. The cow is extremely good at disengaging from fights, and as you can see, they've been quite aggressive right now. So, and I'm sure at that point in time, Jitter would be like, "Look, guys, the cannon's missing. Maybe you should guys just calm down a little bit there." And as you can see, they're not trying to wave clear; they're just freezing the lane around there, just playing it careful. Not to mention, they don't have both level 6s right now, so they really don't want to start a fight, even with these two, without Cannon there.
And as Kennen heads down to the bottom lane, or just disappears really from his lane, Jitterlate starts pushing his lane up, so Zin is forced as the jungler to make a show of himself. Oh, we've got the ulti popped. Electric Storm going off in the top lane, but it's not going well for Kennen. Preachy is just headbutting him around and putting him into trouble. The counter gank came through from Elise, and that really just prevented anything from coming out of that gank, or that, yeah, I suppose it is a gank from the Kennen.
Yeah, basically from that situation, they had moved Draven away from that situation, so basically it was Kennen and Thresh versus basically it was 1-on-1 versus a 2v2, and in that situation, Kennen doesn't really have a good advantage to use his ultimate effectively, because the cow's gonna be like, "No worries, you come in, I headbutt you, what are you gonna do?" It's just, that's literally one of the issues with Kennen when there is a knock away or some form of blow away. That's why Janna was a really big pick when Kennen wasn't meta, because they would pick up Venom, no worries, we pick up Janna, just blow him away every time we tried to initiate into the team.
Koya, as the Sivir, is out of mana at the moment, so an opportunity to really start bullying him. And in fact, there they go. Thresh comes in, he gets the he gets the hook onto Koya, but Koya manages to get away. Now the focus is kind of split up, and I think Breach is going to go down. He gets flailed back, but in fact it pops his ulti. 70% damage reduction is all it needs. 10-minute mark goes by, and that double lane for Electric Sock Puppets walks away from a very aggressive attempt at taking them down from their opponents.
So as we can see, they're doing a great job there, making sure that Draven doesn't get any kills, and Sivir's doing a good job keep up with farm, even though they're technically at their lane disadvantage. So as long as they don't give up any early kills to Draven, they should be fine in the long run, and that's the thing, they definitely have as I was saying before, a more team-focused build. So really it's their job right now to make sure that they don't feed, and they'll be fine.
So heading to 11 minutes, we're still at 2-1. A small gold advantage is starting to get built up for the Electric Sock Puppets. 13.8k to 12.6, so just over 1,000 gold. And right now, Orianna being an absolute bully. The Kennen is taking a lot of harass from Jitterlate, and in fact is getting forced out of lane. So we'll have a full wave of minions heading on down. No cannon minion though. Heading down to this middle lane turret, and Jitterlate, wow, being an absolute harassed monster. He's got a ward down, and he's had that ward down for ages on the Wraith camp, and sends the ball over just to give Captain Chungus a bit of a wake-up call.
Basically, they have a really good job. They're stealing the Wraith away, and right now Jittle is very far ahead. As you can see, that small gold lead that is being built is definitely right now on their solo laners, which is a real big problem. You've got Shyvana right now with an almost close to 30 lead, and the moment he finishes his wave and pushes up and backs off even longer, so a 30 minion lead there. And as you look at Orianna, she's close to a 40 minion lead, actually definitely more. She's at a 45 minion lead right now. So these two solo laners are going to be monsters when it comes into the mid game, and not to mention these guys are the big combinations. The Shyvana ulti with the Orianna ball inwards, and basically once she's closed the distance for Orianna's ball, Orianna's free to blow her ultimate as well, use that shockwave.
We had a little bit of a play for Dragon coming from the Electric Sock Puppets, but just the appearance of a single ward and the disappearance out of lane or the bottom lane was enough to drive them away from that. But in terms of opportunities for Dragon, we did see the Wukong Irradiated Gaming teleporting back to the top lane. So if they were to rotate down to that Dragon, Electric Sock Puppets would probably have the advantage, but they've decided, let's just leave it for now, head on back to the lanes and keep on pushing things. That said, Orianna disappeared and his head back. hang on.
She died.
Oh,
Oriana
hang on.
died.
How did I miss that?
There was a gank through by Xin Zhao a little bit earlier, and basically she had overextended. She's built purely into that cooldown reduction in the mana regen with the Athenes on Holy Grail, and because it's missing a little bit more magic that it used to have, I imagine that basically it wasn't enough for her to survive the onslaught of the two of them together. So that being said, considering they had gone through and prepared a little bit of wards earlier, it would have been a really good idea for them to actually have gone for Dragon End, seeing as they have taken out the mid lane and they have an advantage in the bot lane, but they decided to not push their luck, take the advantage and continue farming.
Whoops, little bit of a mistake there. Unfortunately, the blue buff doesn't go onto Oriana. Pavlovanov picked it up. I'm pretty certain that that's an accident.
Those damn spiders.
Yeah. Can't trust them.
Can't trust them.
Well, we've got a gank going down onto the mid lane. Lovely flash from Vanimorph. Manages to dodge the cocoon from Elise and kill or Kyle. Uses his death sentence, but kind of just misses the skill shot. I think he's probably got Smartcast going, and he didn't have things in the right spot. But nothing comes out of that, so Elise comes through and doesn't manage to pick up the gank there on the bottom lane. Shyvana in the meantime has got lovely wards. Look at those 2 wards up in the river area, enabling him to just keep on pushing up.
Yeah, with that warding there in particular, I think I'd rather she have the wards, not that one that she's got there just above the river. I'd rather she put it in the tri-bush. That way she's pretty much covered from all angles if Xin Zhao was to try to come around. But Shyvana is definitely one of the hardest champions to gank in the game, especially when her ultimate's still available to. Wow.
Little exchange there.
As you can see, she's just bullying.
Yeah, little exchange between
she's bullying her out right now.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Definitely bullying her out, bullying out Wukong right now. And Wukong has a very powerful ultimate late game, but that being said, as you can see coming through, you see that the Burnout's still trading even when he pops his decoy. That's the big thing. That's one of the advantages that Wukong has. He's able to trade decoy out. But against Shyvana, he doesn't really have that option because the Burnout's still trading onto him. So it's very back and forth for him in that situation. But basically, the longer this game goes out, unless, I believe it's Get the blue team, unless they do anything, unless they don't do anything right now with their more laning strong phase sort of team, they've got a very strong laning game, they're not going to be able to make this game work for them. As you can see, Elise is coming through right now. He's trying to see if there's a way she shows herself. So, good, she's going to back away now.
Man, Dairati has absolutely nothing to fear. We've got both junglers converging though on the top lane as Captain Chungus gets the initiation. Oh, the ulti gets popped, and well, Wukong has to flash away. They're going to get 1 kill. Will they get a double? No. In fact, the double will go on to Dairati. Nice little counterplay there. At least the Baguettes they come away with a consolation, and now Dairati is having to run for his life because Kennen has come and has said, look, I'm going to be looking for a reply over here. They've got a ward there. Unfortunately misses with his Q, but the chase is on. Oriana coming though to assist Dairati, and so things are not looking good for the Best Noob 5 to pick up that reply over there. Consolation return kill, and he is being forced to blue pill out of there.
Definitely well played there by the electric sock pockets. Basically, they managed to pick up the tower, they managed to pick up the double kill. As you can see, Wukong's not very strong at the moment. He's got no magic resistance, and that's essentially why he basically got shredded the moment he tried to ulti and Shyvana followed through. So you need to really pick up some mixed magic damage and some some magic resistance, and you also need to pick up some armor to deal with Shyvana, and that's what makes her so hard to lane against.
So heading into a quiet patch again, the 17-minute mark has passed, so kills are virtually, it's neck and neck in terms of kills, but unfortunately there is now a 3,000 gold lead that is opening up for the electric sock puppets as Pavlovanov heads into the bottom lane and is going to look for another gank on that bottom lane. He might actually just head on into the lane and help to push the turret down, but of course Zin is busy doing his double golems and may actually be able to come in for the counter.
Very nice Cocoon there. A little bit of a itchy ult finger there by Koya, unfortunately. But yeah, right now taking down that mid turret would be in Electric Sock Bucket's best interest, because then that opens up the dragon to them, and they can just snowball their lead a little bit further.
So we just missed it off screen there. Middle turret has gone down, so that is the first turret of the game for Electric Sock Puppets. Oriana doing the business every time Kennen has left, and he's left a couple of times to try and either turn a gank around or to create a ganking opportunity. And Oriana has done the right thing by punishing him, pushing his lane, and then taking out his turret. And that's going to now open up the map and give Jiddle8 the opportunity to do some very safe roaming, really, and create some pressure on the map.
Definitely, but right now, considering she's got that 60 minion lead, or nearly 60 minion lead, Jiddle could basically still just sit in the lane right now. I honestly think, considering how Jin Xiao hasn't really been getting kills, he's mainly been giving up more kills. I'm sure he's been giving assists. I honestly think she could start to 2v1 them. If she's, I'm not sure. Every time I see a female character, I say she and he at the same time, because there's a guy. But basically, yes, with Oriana can 2v1 at the moment if Oriana positions correctly with wards. There we go. Got there in the end.
Nicely done. Jiddle8 returns to the lane. This time he got the blue buff, so we had to watch there. It is touch and go for the Electric Sock Puppets, who actually ends up getting the blue buff. And this time it went to the mid laner as required. And we continue in the top lane, the bullying from Dairati. It takes a couple of turret hits, but this turret is, less than 1/4 HP here at the top.
And yeah, as you can see, Oriana and Elisa coming up right now, and they see that it's a 1/4 HP, and they just think, global gold. Let's just keep this rolling.
Good thing the Wukong or the blue team had those river wards, because they spotted the incoming gank, or the incoming rotation, really. And there goes the second turret of the game. Shyvana picks it up. Nice little local gold going to both the Oriana and the Shyvana. In the bottom lane, let's have a quick look at how things are going.
We've got a teleport coming in from Shyvana in the bottom lane right now. So they seem to have backed away intelligently, but it looks like they still have an opportunity to engage right now. Looks like he took the lantern right onto the Shyvana. That was a fantastic play there, stopping her from being able to... Oh, nice hook into the tower, onto the Shyvana, but she's so tanky right now, she can go away. But unfortunately, they seem to be converged on by the cannon and by the Jin Xiao. Nice flash away, but an exhaust onto the wrong champion. Here comes Elise coming in to join the party. There was a decent ultimate by the best move 5, but that Cow's disengaged is just too strong. And now Oriana is here to join the fight as well. So as we can see, we had a bit of action there, but no real, nothing really came up from it. Just a nice, hit around. But that definitely went in, get its favor, seeing as Shyvana blew her ultimate. Oh no, not her ultimate, her teleport. Her teleport.
Well, I don't know. I mean, there was a good attempt there to create something out of what effectively was a team fight. But like you say, the cow got in there, and it was all about his damage reduction. Everything went down onto Preachy, and he just tanked it all. Reduced the damage by 70%, and triumphantly walked away, really. I was going to say the bottom lane really is the one good news story, rather not bad news story for the Baguettes. They are holding their own in terms of CS. They haven't died, but then again they haven't picked up any kills. So both of the top and mid lanes have the advantage for Electric Sock Puppets. Unfortunately though, the bottom lane is just neck on neck. So not quite really enough of a performance for the bottom lane to turn the game around single-handedly. But Mendrix will be entering into the team fight stage around about, pretty soon, really.
Pretty soon. As you can see, they were converging on for the dragon there. Looks like they're trading the top tower for the first dragon of the game there. At this point, I think dragon is actually worth a little more, but the map control is definitely in the favor for Baguette, sorry, I keep saying get it. Baguette. But yeah, you can definitely see Oriana's power right there, because as they were coming through, trying to see if they could contest that dragon, and there it is, a shockwave dissonance. Just her damage. She is a beast right now. She's almost finished with Zhonya. She's already got the Seekers, and I'm pretty sure with that little gold influx that she got, she'll be having her Zhonya's very soon after that Seeker's arm guard. And see, just right now, Killfulcar's playing with fire right now. Because basically, even with when Draven came in before, she chunked her with just a simple attack dissonance, took him down to half HP. And does she have a elixir on her? Yes, she does. So Oriana has an elixir on her right now. So no wonder she was doing so much damage for that dragon fight at that moment in time.
Yeah,
very early elixir paying off.
Yeah, and things not looking good at the moment for the Baguettes. That gold lead has effectively doubled since the last time we had a look at it. So in the space of, what, 4 or 5 minutes, it's gone from 3,000 deficit to a 6,000 deficit for the Baguettes. And they've gotten that tower up at the top lane, so the story is not all bad for them, but they are still 3 towers behind, and they're going to really need a mistake from their opponents that they can capitalize on to try and get them into this game. A mistake or some sort of a clever play that gets them a pick.
Oh, definitely. Well, the big thing going for the team composition for the Baguettes is they have really good disengage. If Xin Zhao's got his knock away with his ultimate, with his crescent swipe, you've got the Thresher's box and his flay on top of that. Not to mention, if you really want to run into this team on the tower, you're sort of running into a blender with Wukong and with Cannon. So they do have the advantage that if they do get engaged onto, even though they've got a very engaged heavy team that they're going up against, if they do get engaged upon in the right situation, unfortunately Xin Zhao, that's not what they need right now. Looks like he's been called out. He flashes away, gets through, fantastic flash via Alistair, pushing them away. Amazing attack wave dissonance, and right there, as you can see, that seems to be the turning point, the final, basically the neck crunch by electric sock puppets onto Baguette. And right now this should be an easy tower for them, so long as they don't extend too far for the kills going for that Thresh or the Wukong.
Yeah, I think the beauty of having a Sivir on your team is as soon as you get the smallest of advantages, you can hit the go button and turn a very small advantage into a very, very rapid snowball in a team fight, and that's exactly what happened there. The Xin got caught, the Sivir popped the what's it, Hunter's Calling, I think it is, or something like that, and they just caught the Baguettes by surprise, and a beautiful double shockwave from Oriana, just absolutely chunking down Draven, who really was. He's really the hope of his team, sitting on 190 CS, and he was unable to do anything. He really needs to have time to get his spinning axes out there, and he barely had time to run away.
Definitely, pretty much. Once, and especially with the Alistar flash in initiate on top of that. And right now, it looks like they're in a bit of trouble right here. They've got 3 on 5 with a Baron Dub team. That's about, what, I think it's 4,000 gold worth left. That was a bit aggressive with that flash initiate there, but the repel's coming through. Still got him caught. Play away. Pops it. Bit of a whiff on that shockwave, gets the decoy. That's the point of the decoy, I guess. As you can see, forces a few flashes out of them. Draven and biggest best noob are just sitting there like, don't find us, please, please, please don't find us. No, there's Cal coming. Oh god, oh god. And luckily they just get away. But as you can see, they're going to pick up the red buff there. And there was a bit of not as much game sense from the Baguettes there. They had the opportunity to actually go through, and if they ran straight to that Baron, they might have been able to take it and stop it, because none of them really had their ultimates after taking out the Nexus turret, not the Nexus turret, the inhibitor turret and the inhibitor. So they had an opportunity to make something happen there, but luckily for Electric Soul Pockets, they were able to pick up a couple flashes, couple summoners, the Baron, and pretty much the entire mid lane. So right now they've opened up the doors there, they've opened up the gates, but looks like Baguettes are just going to try and take this mid turret and hopefully snowball it out, hopefully get something back, like a consolation prize for the situation.
Yeah, they've got to do something to start to claw back this gold deficit, and with a 4 turrets difference between what they've taken, the obvious way to start to claw things back, you'll get 5k back if you just take down 4 turrets and even out the turrets, and a 5k gold deficit, not such a big deal as you get further and further into the late game, but it's something that is really easier said than done against a team that's walking around with the Baron buff, who have absolute control all through the map. Lots of good wards from the Baguettes, but unfortunately it doesn't actually matter that they have vision of what the opposing team is going to be able to do, because even if they have vision, they can move in like they just did, and Diddle Lake picks up the killing spree by taking the Wukong, who went to defend the turret that he knew was going to get attacked.
Yeah, it was really, really bad there by Irradiated Gaming there to do that. Generally, you really, in this sort of situation, you need to be good with your team. You're better off just letting the turret go, because in that situation, they got the kill and the turret for it anyway. As you can see, it looks like Electric Sock Puppets are just peeling away right now, and as they feel they've got enough power right now just to push and end the game. So, as you can see, they're just going to go through right now. That shockwave damage, or not really the shockwave, the attack dissonance, fantastic cocoon. Wow, that's the shockwave damage I was looking for from before. And as you can see, they don't really have much right now. They're just completely outclassed through gold and basically in the laning phase.
Wow, so a very, very dominant performance from the Electric Sock Puppets in the first game of today's tournament, and well, the first of many to come, that is for sure. So bad luck to the Baguettes. Now, it is double elimination, so that doesn't mean that the game is over for them, or the tournament is over for them. They'll move down into the losers bracket, but of course Electric Sock Puppets will move through to round 2 of the winners bracket, and we will be bringing you matches from round 2 as soon as things are set up. So stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to just drop the stream for a couple of minutes while we sort things out. So look out on at GameStar Twitter. In fact, let's do that. Let's do the social media drop-in. There you go. There's the social media drop-in. So just if you watch our Twitter at GameStar, we'll tweet when we go live, or just hang about in the Twitch TV channel. Hit the follow button there, and when we go live, we'll announce it in chat as well. Whoops, and I need to just move away because I've got an old overlay there. So we'll sort out all the technical issues, ladies and gentlemen, and be back in a couple of minutes. This is Crisis and Mendrix signing out.